Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Modern Warfare 2, more specifically the Modern Warfare 2 beta. Now I know it's been quite a bit since the beta and I wish this video would have gotten out a little bit sooner, but nevertheless, here we are. And with that, let's get right into the video. In this first section about the beta, I just want to talk overall. My thoughts and feelings about the beta, how it went, everything in total. We're not going to dive really into any specifics yet. We're going to do that in a little bit. And to first start off, I really enjoyed the beta. I thought it was a great beta. Loved it. One of the best beta experiences that I've had compared to other Call of Duties. Comparing overall server health and ease of access into games, pretty easy. I mean, I had just a few errors on PC. I know consoles, they had some different errors. On PC, I only crashed a few times and I never had any server problems. Overall, great experience. They did a great job with the servers and the beta this year. Super happy with that. Now, something I didn't like about the beta is the UI. The UI was just absolutely horrendous. It was not user friendly. It was hard to navigate, hard to remember where stuff is. It took forever to get to places. Not good. It was a bad experience. Bad experience. No. But thankfully they have stated that they are going to work on a new UI design for launch. So we'll have to look at that again at launch here in a few weeks and see what they've changed, if it's better, if it's worse, what they're doing. Now, guns overall felt really good. I really like the state that the guns are in. They had good recoil. The animations felt clean. The guns themselves felt clean. I didn't find a gun in the beta that I felt like, damn, this thing is either not performing well enough or it's performing too well. There were strong guns, one being the MP5. That was a very strong gun, but didn't feel broken. And the same with the ADAR. Very strong gun, but I didn't feel it was broken. And it was just a great experience with the beta. Loved how the guns felt. I'm super excited to try all the guns in the full launch. So that's with the guns. The maps, for the overall map design, they felt okay. They felt good. Some maps I really like. Some maps I'm not a huge fan of. But, I mean, we only had 4 maps. So, excited to see what happens in the future. I don't think too many map changes need to be made. I really liked them. I think the maps would be better if we worked on the spawn system, which we're going to talk about probably last in this video. But that's my thing on the spawns. Now we're going to dive into some more smaller topics that I really want to touch in. The first one is the recoil and the flash, specifically the muzzle flash. So in the Modern Warfare 2 beta, you probably noticed if you played it, that the muzzle flash and the smoke that comes out from the muzzle flash, sorry about my cat, the smoke and the muzzle flash are just too bright. The flash makes it very hard to track a target if they're moving. It basically completely blocks out the target in total. And then the smoke from your barrel makes it super hard to see even after a gunfight. I felt smoke as a total in the whole game was just way too strong. Smokes from kill streaks, smoke grenades, all that. They lasted forever. They are completely opaque. Cannot see through them at all. Really needs to be toned down. That was one of my biggest things in the beta is when a score streak was called in near me, I couldn't even go anywhere near that score streak because of the smoke. I couldn't watch anything. I couldn't run through it. It was just a bad experience for me. I really didn't like that. And the recoil flash and the recoil muzzle, they really need to be turned down. And they did say that they are going to work on it. They weren't able to for the PC beta and the open beta, but it will be addressed at launch. So we'll see how much they change it, how much it's better, and really what happens at launch. Now, some pros, since we talked about some negatives, I really like the time to kill. Now, a lot of people are saying that time to kill was too fast. It was too fast of Call of Duty. But thanks to my friend Exclusive Ace on YouTube, you guys should always check him out. He's a great YouTuber on Call of Duty. Breaks down every single stat in the game. Is going to do amazing gun guides. Love him. Go watch him. Now, he did a test where he averaged the time of kill of all the Call of Duties and plotted them. And Modern Warfare 2 is actually right in the middle. And I like it. It's not too fast, but it also doesn't feel slow. I feel like it's a competitive time to kill, but also it doesn't feel like you're playing a game like Overwatch where it takes forever to kill someone. Really liked it. I think it's great. A lot of people weren't too big of fans of it, but I think they should keep it the same, especially once we get more guns and more maps. But I really like that. And on to our next one, we want to talk about specifically domination. Now, I'm going to make detailed videos for all the playlists, so TDM, domination, hardpoint, all of them, even the non-respawning modes. But I just want to talk about domination because domination is usually my favorite game mode in the Call of Duties. I love domination. It's either domination or hardpoint is what I use to grind all of my camos out to get dark matter or the highest camo in a game. And in the beta, at least, domination was really underwhelming. And I think the reason is the spawns. The maps for domination felt good. Some of the points were a little weird, but overall, every point was spread out enough that I felt like there were good lanes to each point, that the points on the maps were fine. And domination, in the sense of the game mode, hasn't changed at all, so that's not the problem. And so I think it's spawns. Now, these spawns I have mixed feeling about because this spawn system we have never seen before. This is a team-based spawning system where in previous Call of Duties, the spawning system was more rooted into your first spawn location, like either on one side of the map or the other. Like in domination, it'd be either A or C. And you could flip those, but it was a pretty hard flip. Like if you flipped it, you would spawn the other side now. And it was flip determined by enemy pressure. Now in this game, it is very, very different. Spawns are based on where your team has the most basically priority in the map. So where there's more people in the map, you're going to spawn near them. Now there's still set points around the spawn. You're not just spawning anywhere on the map. But what testing has revealed is that enemy pressure has little to no effect on spawning. So what happened a lot in the beta is you would spawn and instantly get shot in the back because there's someone right below you, there's someone behind you. And the spawning system just doesn't seem to take into account, at least very much, that where enemy pressure is at. And in domination, it felt just like you couldn't hold a point. Like for instance, if you're trying to hold B, usually in domination, you can kind of hold down where you know the enemy is most likely going to be spawning, either on that A or C side. And as long as your teammates aren't overly pushing into their spawn, they're not going to flip. And so you can really lock down a point, hold it tight, and really secure basically a whole half of the map. Now in this Call of Duty, you can't. I mean, it just takes one person to flank on one of the sides, and now the whole team's spawning behind you. And I just felt like it completely threw off domination. It wasn't fun. There was no real consistency to like get streaks up. Like you couldn't hold points. You had to be constantly running around. And in a game mode like TDM, it's great. I love this spawn system for TDM. TDM felt fun. It felt fast. It was great. But for domination, I did not like the spawn system at all. As far as hardpoint goes, I have mixed feelings about it. Some parts of this spawning system on hardpoint I really liked, and other parts I did not. Overall, I think this spawn system works much better for hardpoint than it does domination, but I would still choose the previous spawning system for hardpoint and domination. Now for TDM, I would not. For TDM, I would choose their current spawn system. That was some of the best TDM experience that I've seen in any Call of Duty. It felt great. It was great. Now, the big topic that I did want to cover is slide canceling and jump shooting. Now, this is the last topic we're going to cover, and I'm probably going to make more in-depth videos on all of these topics in the future before the game actually launches. And first, we're going to talk about jump shooting. If you've played the beta or watched any streamers, you saw that jump shooting in this game is far more prevalent than any other Call of Duty before. And I believe it is a mix of how the actual movement system works, as well as no more slide canceling. And I like jump shooting to a point. I mean, in Call of Duty, you're always going to jump shoot a little bit. In every single Call of Duty, there's been some jump shooting where you jump around a corner and shoot. But in this game, you're jumping around every single corner. It feels like you're constantly just spamming A, and I didn't like it. It felt like it took away the competitive sense of the game, just jumping around every corner and shooting. And it works really well. I mean, the reason people do it is because it works. I mean, if you've been on the opposing side of someone jumping around a corner while you're holding an angle, you usually die because they are incredibly hard to track while they jump through the air, and they're incredibly accurate. Now, I would like to see some changes to affect jump shooting, and they are They said they're working on a possible solution for it, but they did not know or give us any details on how they would possibly solve this. They have said that they are still going to try and keep slide canceling completely out of, which I'm fine with. We've had slide canceling for a couple years now, and it has its place, but I'm ready for something new. I'm kind of tired of the slide canceling meta, but I do hope they are able to tone down jump shooting a bit and just keep slide canceling out of it. Sliding right now does kind of feel like it doesn't have a purpose. So if they could give sliding a little bit of a purpose without making it slide canceling and without making it a little too strong, that'd be okay with me too. But overall, the beta was great. I know I talked about a lot of negative things here, but that's because I want to put out my opinion so that Treyarch could hopefully see this and improve on the game on the negative aspects. There's a ton of positives I did not even get a chance to talk about, but I overall loved the beta, had a great time, and I cannot wait for the game to launch. So with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.